Motherfucker. The fucking phone number. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Zach. How's it going, man?
Dude, what the fuck is going on, man? You are live right now on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation Radio.
Thank you so much for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Got a lot to talk about with you this evening.
Well, dude, we just got done blasting Evil Speak, and man, I'm telling you what, man, what the fuck, dude? Those riffs, the vocals, the fucking the drums, the bass, the guitar, everything, man. The production, it's just, it's on another level, man. Like, I mean, you guys always sound badass, but like this, you've definitely taken it to the next level, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there was a lot of things that changed from the last record. We had a personnel change. Ryan left the band, and that was a mutual split. You know, we were still friends. It was all good, and we were fortunate that we had somebody that was willing to step in right away. His drum style is a little bit different, and it really worked well with us. And then going into the studio after doing the last album with Curran, he's like, man, going in, when we do the next one, I have some ideas for you guys. And everything just worked out really well. It was a great experience, and he did an amazing job.
That's awesome, man. So he's like the kind of producer. I mean, he produced it, right? You're not just engineering it.
Correct. You know, he gave us some input. I mean, you've interviewed him. You know what an amazing musician he is, and you know, his charismatic personality is very contagious. And man, he's great to be around. And you know, he doesn't want, you know, he doesn't take over. He doesn't try to tell you exactly what to do. But when you're in there, he's like, you know, I think maybe you should do this. Maybe we approach it this way. And let's, you know, he's very humble and optimistic in the way that he presents it. And you know, we have a tremendous amount of respect for him. So we're like, yeah, let's try it. And 9 times out of 10, it's exactly what we're looking for. So, and we work very well with him. So it's great chemistry between all of us.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I definitely hope to meet him one of these days, because every time I talk to him on the show, and you know, I've also worked with him before with MDPR as well, with his solo band before, man. And he's just a very fucking like you said, man, it's very infectious. He's very positive. He's just he just seems like a nice dude, man.
He is. You know? He is. He absolutely is, man. To be around somebody that is, you know, that accomplished and that, you know, has the resume that he has, but yet he's so humble, and it's just like, he's just one of the guys, man, just hanging out, you know, and it's great. I mean, that's the way he should be.
Yeah, and he's really smart too. Like, he's very technologically, you know what I'm saying? Like, he builds fucking amps and shit, dude. Like, he fucking knows what the fuck he's doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how
I first met him. He was building amps for me.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like some mad scientist shit, dude. Like, but but like, as far as production, likewise, you know, like, so he brings a lot to the table as far as being in the room and helping you guys with direction and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like the recording process, when we went in, you know, we did the first record, we pretty much did it like in a live setting. We did some, you know, double tracking and overdubs and stuff like that, and you know, it was done, and we were really happy with the record. But this time Curran's like, look, I want to do things a little bit different. So we did like the drum tracks and everything, recorded everything live to give it that organic feel again, with no click track again, just to kind of stay true to what we do. And then when we came through and started doing the guitars, Derek tracked the guitars using the rhythm tracks using 2 different amplifiers. And then on the solos, he used 2 different amplifiers in stereo for the solo. So there was basically 4 different amplifiers that were responsible for creating that guitar tone on that album.
Tell us about the amplifiers, man. What kind of gear were you guys using, dude?
So for the rhythm tracks, Derek was running his Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, and then he was, which was the Tremo Verb, and then he was running the Marshall Vintage Modern. So those were run for the rhythm tracks, and then for the leads, it was a Fender Pro Sonic and a Soldano SLO 100.
Nice.
So that was, and those were running stereo, and it was great. And and basically what we've done now, with using that type of tone, Derek's now using a rig that's using both of those amplifiers now. He goes back and forth now between the Marshall Vintage Modern, and then tomorrow we're playing a show in Grand Rapids, and he's going to use a Vox AC30 with the Boogie.
That's cool, man. That is cool. You know, I've always heard that like the Mesa Boogie and the Marshall make a really good pair together. You know, in a mix. And then it does because the Mesa delivers a modern kind of dry low end, you know, oomph to it, but yet for like our style, we have a lot of airy ambient guitar in our music as well, and the Marshall carries over that vintage tone, you know, mixed with that very well, and it allows it to breathe a little bit, if that makes sense. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, Marshall is just Marshall, you know. It's like it's got to have a place in there somewhere, man, on a metal record, you know.
Fucking A, it does.
But then, and then also with the Soldano, man, like that's a definitely that's got its own little mid-range fucking thing going on. So I can see how that would really sparkle with a solo, you know.
Yeah, and then even with the bass, I did the bass tracks in the sound room, and the cabinets were down below where we did the original tracks, and Curran mic'd a 215 and an 810 and put moving blankets over it and built like a tent to trap all that tone in there, and it was absolutely amazing. The low end, the punch, and everything was just absolutely phenomenal. So it was like these little nuances that he had ideas for that were just working out incredibly. And even for the drums, he built a wall out of 412 cabinets and covered them with moving blankets and everything behind the drum kit, kind of like a stadium dome behind Ken, and it allowed everything to project out, and everything was mic'd all over the place. So there was a lot of work that went into the initial setup before we even started, you know, slinging tracks.
What about pedals, man? Did you guys play a lot with different kinds of pedals and stuff?
Oh, yeah, Derek's got a pedal board, man. He's like fucking Sammy Davis Jr. tap dancing on that thing when we play, man. He's got all kinds of stuff going on, you know. He's got, different types of drives and stuff like that, but he does not use any fuzz or distortion. Most of his stuff is drive, and he's using the gain from the amplifier with a little bit of push behind it. We're not... To kind of, we do kind of what like Soundgarden used to do. They weren't really a real high gain band, you know. It was just allowing the amp to do what it had to do, and they were using a lot of the old, you know, VTMs and stuff were basically like JCM 800s, and you don't really need a lot of super fuzz and high gain to make heavy music, you know. Just got to write the heavy riffs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of happens naturally anyway with that sort of setup, you know.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. You guys are considered a doom band too, so, but you're not using fuzz pedals. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's not one fuzz pedal on Derek's board. There's not even a distortion pedal on his board. It's all drives and just using the gain from the amps. I can't even he rotates a lot of pedals too.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I love fuzz pedals and all kinds of shit too, you know. But like, I mean, if you can get there without it, you know, why the fuck not, man?
Yeah, and even my rig, for bass, I just use a boost pedal. That's it. I don't have anything else on my board other than my tuner. It's just a boost. That's it. Everything's just Rickenbacker, boost, and orange bass head. That's it, and everything's just simple.
Hell yeah! What kind of boost are you using?
It's an Earthquaker device, Blooms.
Hell yeah, dude! On the bass.
And it's great. It works really well with the pickups in the Rickenbacker and the tone that I get out of the orange. And again, I don't use a lot of real high gain out of that orange amp either.
Rickenbacker, man, it's such a fucking badass fucking bass, dude.
Oh, they're glorious. I mean, and I was supposed to be guitar 2 in this band, and we just could not recruit a bass player. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to play bass. And if I'm going to play bass, I'm going to play a Rickenbacker. And, they got the attitude and everything. But as a guitar player, switching to bass, the neck on it, man, it's like the Jackson soloist of bass. The neck is sleek, it's fast, it's so comfortable to play, and it was a really nice transition going from, guitar to playing that bass.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play one, man. I've never have, dude, but I've always wanted to, because, obviously Lemmy and Cliff Burton, he played one at one time too, and actually in my first band, I was fucking playing bass. I started out on guitar, but we needed a bass player, and I was just like, well, fuck it, man. Cliff Burton is fucking like badass, so I'll try to fucking do some of that shit, but yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, fuck, dude, bass is fucking badass too, man.
We'll have your chance to play one when I see you in Memphis.
Huh?
I'll let you play mine when I see you in Memphis.
Yeah.
So I'll have 2 of them there, so you can play one.
Hey, man, I can't wait to fucking meet you guys and hang out with you in Memphis, dude. That's going to be a blast, man.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, too. We are very glad that we were asked to be a part of that. It's going to be a great event.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. So tell us about the new drummer, man. Like, so how did that feel? Did it do you feel like it breathed some new fire into the band, or?
It absolutely did. Ken's a different style of drummer, and I had known him for about 12 years, and the story behind that was actually kind of unique. And you'll get a chance to meet Ken, man, and he is hilarious. He has a great personality, and he's got a future in stand-up, I'm telling you. But he had messaged me at one point, because him and I were supposed to be in a band a few years ago before Megaton, and his wife had come down with cancer, and it was pretty serious, and he committed to staying with her, and unfortunately she did not survive. So it took him some time to be on his own and figure things out. And one day out of the blue, he messaged me and said, hey, if anything ever happens to your drummer, a spinal tap happens and he spontaneously combusts or dies in a freak gardening accident, I want that guy's job. Well, it was a few months after that, we were starting to figure out that Ryan didn't want to travel as much and be on the road and, do as much as we were doing. So he decided to part ways with us. And Ken had already started learning the songs from the CD. So he jumped right in with a few practices and hit the ground running with us, and has been with us ever since. And that was in March of 2025, so it was March of last year. And then he toured with us during the summer, and we brought him up to speed on new material we were working on. And he was a quick study. He did really well, and he really helped out a lot in the newer songs that we wrote that are going to be on Three of Cups.
Hell yeah, man. So you say he's a pretty funny guy, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you've seen the video for Evil Speak, he's the one that's doing the casting couch pose on the couch,
Hell yeah. That's cool, man. That reminds me of something. It's totally not related, but sort of. But I was just thinking about something yesterday. Yesterday was Dimebag's birthday, and I was seeing a bunch of posts online about it, and somebody posted like a little video montage thing of just him doing all kinds of funny fucking antics on stage and shit, and it was making me think about it. I was like, that's really what we fucking all loved about him, I think, more than anything. It wasn't so much, he was a great guitar player, technique was great and everything, the sound was cool, but it was the persona, the funny shit that he would do, just being a maniac, just having fun, making us laugh.
Absolutely.
That carries so much fucking weight, I think that's what a lot of people like about Zach Wild too, he's a fucking funny dude, man. you know?
Yeah, and the industry needs more of that, man. There's so much that's taken serious and everything, and especially when you're on the road, you know, you got so much going on and everything. To have those personalities that can lighten the situation up and, you know, get people to laugh and, you know, just it just changes everything. You know, it just takes the pressure off.
Yeah, man. I love being around people like that, dude, because it definitely well, fucking life needs that shit sometimes, man. Life can be hard, dude. Shit can be hard, you know, and you need somebody around sometimes that can just get you to laugh, man, and just have a good time, you know. Fuck it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. So tell us about this new record, man. So when's it coming out, and where should people go to fucking the pre-order's not ready yet, right?
So pre-order and pre-save will be August 28th, and that'll be through Black Doomba Records. So you can go to Black Doomba Records for the pre-order, and the release date will be September 11th.
Hell yeah! What kind of stuff can you tell us? Do you know like what Tommy has planned for the vinyl and all that kind of shit? Because I know he always has all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, there'll be two types of vinyl. So there'll be two different colors on the vinyl. And then we're doing a big gatefold panel CD that has a lot of photographs in it, has all the lyrics in it and everything. We want like old school, like big CD package. So that'll be available too. And of course it'll be on all the streaming platforms as well.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So tell us about fucking Delta Doom Fest, man. What's up with that, dude?
We were really excited to play this fest. You know, when it started coming together, we jumped on it right away. You know, we'd never played Memphis. I've heard great things about playing all these shows in Tennessee, so we weren't going to pass up on that. And there's so many other bands that are playing there that are just absolutely amazing. So we're looking forward to sharing the stage with them as well. And this will be a chance for us to debut some new songs from the record too that people haven't heard before.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, I hate it that we're not having a Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest this year, but I feel like a lot of people from that are going to be gravitating over to the Delta Doom Fest because it's, you know, it's right here in our area, man. You know, it's Memphis, just a hop skitching away, man. So you know, it's going to be a good time, man.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it. We're going to have a lot of new merch and stuff like that for sale, some new T-shirts and things like that. And then we're going to put some things together for the raffles and stuff that they're going to have. And I think it's just going to be I think it's going to be an annual thing. I don't think this is going to go away. I don't think it's going to be a one and done. It seems like this is going to get a lot of attention and traction.
Oh hell yeah, I hope so, man. And speaking of merch, man, I do have a fucking a whiskey glass here that says Megaton Communion on it, man.
You're a good man.
Where did I get that from? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. Stuff like that is cool, man, because, you know, like, we were talking about that. I don't know, I can't remember which band I was talking to about that recently. We were talking about that, just like having different things like that to throw in your merch bin that are not the normal, you know, like a lot of bands need to definitely fucking jump on that, man, like just having different options and different things for fans to grab because, you know, like what like some people are fucking saying, you know, we're fucking just T-shirt salesmen now, god damn it, you know. Well, fuck, man. I mean, like, you're a salesman of anything that you can put your brand on at this point, man. Like, you know, fucking people got to survive, you got to eat, man, like. And the fans love having, I mean, I'm a metalhead, you're a metalhead, dude. We like having stuff to fucking put on our shelf and to collect and have, you know, like we have all kinds of different things, you know, like it's cool to do that. You know what I'm saying? I still have a
Kiss lunchbox.
Lunchbox?
Yeah, I got a Kiss lunchbox, you know, from Destroyer, man.
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah.
We're gonna do decks of cards. We'll have those for the Delta Doom Fest. Since the album, you know, Three of Cups is from the Tarot deck, we're gonna do decks of cards that have the album cover on them. So we thought that'd be a cool thing. You know, everybody plays cards. It's got, you know, the Tarot card, Three of Cups on it, and we thought that'd be kind of a cool thing to do.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, tell us about the artwork for this record, man. Who did that?
So going back to the personnel change. So, whenever a band, changes members, you really not sure how it's going to work out. Well, it worked out, great for us. It was the transition was great. We didn't skip a beat. We moved forward. It was just meant to be. So as I sat and thought about, what we were going to do for the next record and looking what, Three of Cups represents, it's about groups reaching a milestone, and celebrating being alive and focusing on brighter days ahead. And then there's, friendship that's involved in it, and a strong sense of belonging and deep bonds that go along with that tarot card. And then the collaboration of teamwork and the harmony that goes along with that to be able to create, and make this actually happen. So it's a celebration of like all the stuff that comes together, our talents, our personalities, and everything. And we're grateful for one another for all this actually happening. And even though the songs on the album touch on some dark topics and some struggles in life, at the end, on the outside, brighter days ahead and celebrating is always gonna be the thing that drives us forward, and we're going to overcome. So it's always overcoming the hardships. So it's all right to be upset about something, but you can't just let it dominate your whole life. There's always brighter days ahead.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. What are some of the dark themes and topics and stuff that you guys are talking about on this record?
So relationships, not like, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships or whatever, we're talking about just relationships with anybody, whether they're work relationships or anything like that are bad, that, people using and taking advantage of other people, even like evil speak. It has topics of, it's got references of backstabbing and people talking behind your back and two-faced things. And, then also we have a song on the album that touches down on, there's a group of people at the top that are just a few that are really making life hard for the many of us, and they kind of think they're above the law and above everything else, and it's pretty obvious that, what's going on. So we touch on that too as well. So a lot of things that we're dealing with in modern day society that are really making things hard for people.
Yeah, hell yeah, man, hell yeah, dude, amen, dude, like, yeah, that's a whole fucking, that's a whole wormhole we could go down, dude, like, there's so much fucking shit, like, it's crazy, and, it's fucking wild, dude, like, there's, like you said, man, yeah, there's that select few at the top that are fucking controlling everything, and we're all just sort of like these fucking rats in a fucking cage, man, just fucking running the fucking wheel, man, like, I don't know.
There's some tongue-in-cheek stuff on it too, with a little bit of ambiguity. I mean, we have a song on the album called Desert Centipede, and I got the idea because my youngest son watches videos of these guys that go out and allow all these animals or these insects and stuff to bite and sting them and do all this shit to them, and then everybody watches the effects and they have the EpiPen there, and I'm like, who in the hell, why are you even doing this? Why are you letting bullet ants bite you and all this other stuff, for views?
Coyote, what was it, Coyote?
Coyote Peterson. Yeah. So he did the Desert Centipede one, and my son's like, you got to see this. So I watched this guy do this, and I'm like, what the hell? So I wrote a song called The Desert Centipede, and basically the song on the inside is about somebody fucking with the desert centipede, and they probably shouldn't because bad things are going to happen. Mm-hmm. But if I didn't tell you that's what the song was about, if you read the lyrics, it's about somebody you probably shouldn't have a relationship with. So the lyrics are kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be metaphorically talking about so many different things, man. But yeah, I get it, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking cool, man. But yeah, that guy was fucking insane, man. Like, what the fuck was he doing, dude? My kids were obsessed with that, too. And I've seen a bunch of those videos, man. Like, what the fuck, man? Just... I've been stung by wasps and shit like that before, man, and it's not fucking fun, man. Like,
no, I don't even want to deal with poison ivy, let alone that.
Yeah. Let alone just like going after it, like totally just. Let's see what happens. How does this feel?
Right.
It's gonna hurt, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna rub poison ivy on my ass crack. Let's see what happens, you know.
But hey, anything for some clicks, man.
Right.
Fuck, dude. So it's like, you know, there's all kinds of different things. There's all kinds of different ways that you can make money, and I guess that's one of them right there. You know, like, but what a weird fucking world that we live in, man. Like, society-wise and whatnot. You know, like that you gotta do what you gotta do so bad that people are even doing stuff like that, man. Like, it's fucking insane, man. Humans really are crazy, man.
I'll stick to slinging riffs.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. There you go, man. Well, you're good at it, and it sounds fucking great, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction from people when this full record drops, man, because I think it's gonna be cool.
Thank you, man. We are really excited to drop this record. You know, we stayed true to ourselves in the way that we write, and even Tommy had mentioned that. He's like, you guys have your own sound, and it carries over, but this record's different. Like this, there was something about this record that, you know, you know, he really felt good about it, and we feel the same way too. I mean, we put a lot into it, and we're looking forward to everybody hearing it and seeing what they say.
Yeah, and I mean, the reception already has been fucking great, man. Like that single, it dropped, and then immediately fucking one of the biggest fucking metal websites on the fucking planet, Brave Words, posted about it, which I was so fucking happy about, man.
So we have another video that's going to drop on Monday. So you can save it on your YouTube channel, and, you know, make sure you get it when it comes out. But it's for Echoes in Time, and we filmed that first week in August when we got back from a short run. And again, it's different than Evil Speak. It's heavy, but it's got melody, and we thought like releasing that along with Evil Speak was a great representation of what we do as a band and what you could expect from the rest of the record.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we're gonna blow that shit up too, man. Fucking put it everywhere, man. Let the people know, dude.
Thank you, man. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So tell us, MTC Music. What the fuck?
Yeah, so MTC Music yeah, what the fuck? MTC Music started as our group chat with Tommy, and it was just, you know, it was our messengers that we could all speak about everything that was going on. Well, before Ryan had left the band, this was back late 24 going into 25, we started having issues with our Facebook page. We could only share content. It wouldn't let us create content, and it kept saying our page was restricted. So we went through this for a couple weeks, then it turned into months, and then we started to, you know, send Facebook or what the fuck, you know, is going on here, and they weren't responding, and then they just kept saying the page is restricted, that's it, no explanation. And then we ended up talking with two different digital marketing firms about what to do because we weren't getting any help from Facebook. And they're like, we've seen this before, and this has been happening a lot as of lately, so probably what you're going to have to do is delete the page and then recreate it. So I'm like, well, that sucks. You know, like, we're going to lose thousands of followers. This is going to, like, we start from scratch again, but whatever, we got to do what we got to do. So we deleted the page and went back and started the new page, and as soon as we put Megaton Communion in as the name of the page, it was flagged and said it was restricted. So then we sent Facebook an email and trying to work it out, and then they responded and said that Megaton Communion, the name itself, implies violence, and it's permanently banned from the Meta platform.
How the fuck?
So we lost our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Facebook. So I ended up using MTC Music for our Facebook page, and I ended up not following through with Instagram or TikTok, just Facebook. And then we created our website, megatoncommunion.com, so we would always have that, as our backup.
Yeah. Man, well, last year, whenever Ozzy passed, I made this big, long, fucking heartfelt fucking post, and somehow it got flagged, and they deleted my fucking personal profile that I had for like fucking 10 years, man.
That's crazy.
Lost everything, all my photos, all my posts, everything, man. But like, thankfully I had an old profile for, like from a long time ago that I had quit using, but a lot of people had been friending me on it anyway, so I just transitioned back over to that. But still, it was a fucking mess, man. It was just like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't do anything wrong. Like, there was nothing in my post that was, like, it's weird, man. Like, they've got these robots and fucking AI fucking shit that's checking stuff and looking at stuff, and if it finds one thing that it doesn't like, that's it, man. Like, you're out. It's like, dude.
Yeah, and how do you even reason with AI? It's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, I hate it. I hate it that so much shit fucking hinges on that too. Like your social media presence. It really is important in this world as far as business wise. Like what you're doing, and that sucks, man. I hate that. But it is what it is. Like it's one of those necessary evil things. But fuck, man. Like they could make this shit a little bit more easy. Like at least have somebody to call, man. Like if yeah. so many companies that I work with, there's at least a customer service number that you can call when shit happens, and you can call them and talk to them, and they can work things out. But with that, with Facebook stuff like that, man, there is none of that. Like it's just you're at the mercy of what this fucking computer robot thing is gonna decide, man.
Yeah, I just went through that yesterday. I had to pay our tolls from being on the road, and it was through the Illinois tollway, and it was AI at first, and I don't think AI and I are we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah,
it's fucked up, but like that's just that's the way that the world is going this now, and that's the direction. So it's like you gotta figure out. I don't know. It's like what's that old saying, man? The tree that sways in the storm is the one that stays planted.
Yeah.
So I guess you gotta bend with the fucking waves, man.
Well, there's no AI in our music, man.
Oh hell yeah! Well, of course not. Of course not. I can tell that right away, man.
Yeah, unfortunately we have to deal with them with our socials, and like I said, that's why we don't have Instagram or any of that. When I was pretty pissed off about it, and I'm like, I'm just sticking with one, so at least I can network with all the bands and stuff that we play with, and I don't want another one. Just that's good enough.
Well, I will say Instagram is pretty cool, man. Like if you do ever feel the itch to broaden it a little bit, man, that is one that, like, I mean, I've had mine up for quite a while now, and knock on wood, I haven't had any problems yet.
Okay.
Of course, now that I said that. but yeah, it's there's a huge fucking, I mean, it's different. There's different crowds for each one, and I don't know about TikTok. I've never even tried that. I don't even know what that's fucking like, really.
Yeah, when we had that, that's when Ryan was in the band, and he managed that and the Instagram. So I didn't know much about TikTok. He would put the videos up, but we always did better on Facebook than any of the other platforms. We always got more followers on that and more response. And I don't know, maybe I will look into Instagram. I know a few bands that we played with within the last 6 months don't have a Facebook and just an Instagram.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands that hire me for PR that don't have a Facebook, and I'm usually having to explain to them, I'm like, dude, I get it. We fucking hate it, man, but you got to, man. You gotta have something on there because most importantly, you know, it's like not you know, you don't have to get on there and fucking read all the posts and fucking sit there and doom scroll or nothing, you know, but it's like it's just a good place to have for the fact that like a lot of radio stations, a lot of media sites, you know, the blogs, the zines and stuff, you know, they want something to tag. They want to be able to put a post out there and say, you know, here's our review of so-and-so, and they'll tag them, you know, and if they can't tag the band, you know, they won't. Sometimes they might not be so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just helps to make it easier, you know, like, but I get it why so many people are just kind of like, you know, fuck that shit. We don't want nothing to do with it. I get it, man. I get it.
It's just too difficult to do it without it. I mean, and people want quick access to information. If they have to start digging for it,
exactly.
A lot of times they're not going to waste the effort in putting it into. If you make it too difficult for your stuff to be accessible, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, you know. So, you know, and unfortunately, it's just a necessary evil of the business that we're in, you know. And I actually, like, from Facebook, you know, yeah, it's annoying they fucked us on our name and everything, but because of Facebook, I've been able to network with so many amazing people through this whole experience that, you know, of being in the band, people like yourself, the bands that we play with and everything, and without it, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. No, I know, man. Yeah, it's definitely. But yeah, like you said, you got to make it easy for people to access everything that you got, because, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to sell something, and we're trying to push our product or our brand or whatever we're doing, you know.
Yeah.
And you got to use whatever you can to your advantage and get it out there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But. Well, so tell us what's coming up next for Megaton Communion. I know there's a new video coming out next week. I'm sure Tommy is going to be hitting me up with that, and we're going to be blowing that up. But
so the new video, and then the pre-sale and pre-save for the album, and then we have a lot of dates that are coming up that we're still going to be playing before the end of the year. We're going to be in Grand Rapids tomorrow at Mulligan's. We're playing with Angel of Mars and Wolfbite, and then we're doing a benefit show in Meadville, Pennsylvania on the 29th. That is a cancer benefit. The funds go directly to families that are struggling to pay their medical bills with the cancer treatment that their family's going through. So that one kind of hit us personally. So, you know, we definitely were on board with that. And then on the 17th of September, we play in Youngstown with 20 Watt Tombstone and Slow Wake. And on the 19th of September, we are headlining the Buckeye Beard Battle, which is another benefit for Combat to Kayaks, and it's for veterans, and it gets them kayaks and you know, for treatment for PTSD, and gets them involved in activities and things like that. So we're all about that too. So, you know, it's a beard competition, but also concert, and, you know, helping out the veterans. And then we have a hometown show at our suburban city that we live in the week after that. And then we have Stone Riff Revival. We'll be playing that at Ground Zero in Spartanburg, South Carolina on November 7th. And that's all we have on the calendar right now for the year, and I think that's probably where we're going to leave it until after the 1st. We'll see what happens when the album's released, and then decide what our tour dates are going to be for next year. We've been playing a lot in the last 2 years. We got a lot on our plate with personnel changes, tour date obligations, and then getting in the studio and doing another record. So we have been like really, really busy, and then we all have, you know, our day jobs and stuff too. So like, we should probably get like a Red Bull sponsorship, I'm just saying, but, you know.
Hell yeah.
We've been pretty busy, but that's the nature of the industry, you know. There's other guys out there hustling just like us too, you know.
Yeah, man, yeah. And hell yeah about supporting the veterans, man. You got to do that, man, because so many of those motherfuckers, man, they put their asses on the line for us, and a lot of them don't even they're not even doing it like necessarily because they follow what the politicians or what the government's actually doing. They're just doing it because they don't know, you know, like that's what they do. Yeah. And fuck, I saw recently on the news that fucking soldiers were fucking jumping off the ships, man, out there in fucking in that whole fucking mess, dude. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, the stories coming in about the conditions and stuff for those guys is awful.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous, man. Come on.
You know, that's, you know, the soldiers and sailors that have to contend with a lot of this stuff in combat situations and everything, you know, they got to come back and they got to live with a lot of this stuff for the rest of their lives. And, you know, it's tough, and it's tough on the families too. I mean, you have, you know, loved ones that are overseas, they're far away from you and in danger. I mean, it's a strain on the whole family, and it's, you know, it's something we've experienced as a family, and it's tough. And, you know, and everybody joins the military for different reasons, like you were saying. It's not always politically motivated. Some people do it because this is the way that they need to move forward in life. They need some benefits. They need something. Everybody's trying to do something, and you know, everybody's got a different reason why they do it. But at the end of the day, it's a job that needs to be done. And you know, these people are they're pretty amazing and pretty selfless in what they do, and I appreciate them very much.
Yeah. I almost joined the military when I was younger, man. Fucking, me and my buddies were standing outside some mall when we were kids, and we were fucking smoking weed and we were stoned, and this fucking army recruiter came out and started talking to us and was trying to get us in there, and he brought us in there and he started showing us these video clips and stuff, and started talking about all this money that we'd get and everything, you know. At the time, I was fucking living on the streets, man. So, like, you know, to me, I was like, fuck, man, that's a lot of fucking money, dude. You know, like, fuck it, man. Sign me up, dude. I'll do it, man. Whatever. Yeah. You know, that's a way out of this fucking hell. But I had some issues at the time that kept me, or, you know, made it so that I had a warrant out for my fucking arrest because at the time I missed a court date for some traffic speeding ticket or some shit, and that kept me out of doing it. But I look back on that, you know, and I'm kind of thankful that was the turn of events, because I probably, you know, who knows, I might not be here today talking to you and doing this, but, you know, like, that wasn't my road to go down. But at the time, that's what I thought, you know, I should do, you know, and it was just because of fucking money and survival, you know. Like, I know when I think about that, I think about there's a lot of people out there in, you know, in poverty and stuff like that, you know, kids that fucking they don't have any kind of direction. They don't know what they're going to do with their life, and they see that as an opportunity to go do something and get something out of it that they feel like is going to secure them into some sort of security, you know. And it should be, you know, like, you know, you really think about it, like, for everything that you know, that those people give and that they do, they should be taken care of, man. So helping out the vets, man, that is definitely fucking honorable, dude.
Well, thank you, and we thank them, and we're looking forward to rocking out with them too, for sure.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let the people know, dude?
Jump on the pre-sale. Like, love, share the album, please. We're looking forward to coming to your town too, so we'll be around. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and we'll be putting our dates together for next year. And to everyone that's been supporting us all this time, thank you so much. You're the driving force and make us keep doing what we're doing, and we greatly appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Well, before I let you go, can I get you to make us another station tag real quick?
Yeah, for sure. This is Joe with Megaton Communion, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah. Didn't even have to tell you what to say, man. You already know, dude.
I listened to the show in the beginning, man. I heard all those cool prompts, man. It was awesome.
Hell yeah. Max Cavalier.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Devastation Radio. All right. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, dude. I appreciate it, man. And look forward. I cannot wait to meet you and hang out with you at Delta Doom Fest. We're going to have a blast, dude. And,
we will hang, we will drink, we will play Rickenbackers, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, man. Well, what I'm going to do now is going to blast some more Megaton Communion for these motherfuckers so they go insane, all right?
You bet, man. Rock on. Thank you.
All right, later, dude. There you have it, folks. Megaton Communion live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking Radio. Here's some fucking disbelief from the Delta Doom Fest compilation, which is now available for free on Bandcamp. Go grab that shit and fucking support them. Crank it the fuck up loud as a fuck.